Man, do we have a lot to talk about. Stick around for some videos and I'll see you on the other side.
Hi, it's John Romita Jr. at San Diego Comic-Con. Fantastic Comics in Berkeley is the best shop in the world, hands down.
What's your prediction for the fight then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain. What?
Registered commies, not guns.
Oh, he was probably a member of the National Rifle Association. There was a group that helped criminals get guns so they could shoot citizens. It was a public service.
That's that shit.
Andy Warhol and John Waters, in conjunction with Saliva Productions, present Jim Barrie's beloved children's classic, Peter Pan.
I think I see him.
No, that's just a cloud.
No, it's not. It's Peter.
I'm flying. I suddenly here am I'm flying.
Yes, it's Divine, starring as the boy who wouldn't grow up.
I won't grow up.
I won't grow up.
I don't want to go to school.
I want to go to school.
Just to learn to be a parrot.
Just to learn to be a parrot.
And recite a silly rule.
And recite a silly rule.
You've been annoying me, Colin Robinson.
Yeah, well, you've been trolling me.
Excuse me, I'm a troll? I do not like the term trolling.
Well, it's not really up for you to decide. I mean, that's current
Well,
slang.
I think it is because I'm a troll. It's an offensive term.
Well, that's what it means, so...
That's not what it means.
It does mean that. If you need me to look it up in Webster's and show you, I will. You're basically just a big...
Don't say it. My being a troll is not related to my online trolling.
I'm sorry that people use the term trolling.
Don't use the
but
word.
When you're a troll
If you
and
say
you
it, I'll
troll,
hit
then
you.
you're trolling.
Kill or be killed, what is it going to take for people like you and Dingle to get along with the East Coast?
Look, I don't know, man. I mean, these guys got their fucking talking dolls and shit.
Questions, Professor Pickles?
What? I ain't no Professor Pickles.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't mess with the East Coast. Look, I don't need you defending me, you howdy-doody looking motherfucker. I'm out of here, yo. Yeah, I'm with him. Man, step off.
Dusty, go on over to that piano.
Oh, no.
No.
I haven't played in so long.
I couldn't.
Been a long time.
All right. We're going to do a little number for you, but remember, we're a bit rusty, so bear with us. Just like the old days.
All right.
Maestro?
My little buttercup has the sweetest smile. Dear little buttercup, won't you stay a while? Come with me where moonbeams paint the sky, and you and I might linger in the sweet by and by. Oh, dear little buttercup, with your eyes so blue. Oh, little buttercup, you're a dream come true. You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Dear little buttercup, I love you.
Everybody!
My little buttercup has the sweetest.
Yes, ma'am.
Dear little buttercup, won't you stay out?
Wild, wild.
You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Dear little buttercup, sweet little buttercup, my little buttercup, I love you.
Well, what happened? Oh, well, it got so that every pissant prairie punk who thought he could shoot a gun would ride into town to try out the Waco Kid. I must have killed more men than Cecil B. DeMille. Got pretty gritty. I started to hear the word draw in my sleep. And one day, I was just walking down the street, and I heard a voice behind me say, "Reach for it, mister." I spun around, and there I was, face to face with a 6-year-old kid. Well, I just threw my guns down and walked away. Little bastard shot me in the ass. So I limped to the nearest saloon, crawled inside a whiskey bottle, and I've been there ever since.
Let's get back to
Right, so these punks,
Yes.
I don't know if they wanted money or they wanted something more sexual.
Wow.
But it's a lucky thing I had my pieces.
Your pieces.
My guns.
Oh.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Bang! Well, I don't see so good, so I missed. Then they ran away. I ran after them.
Okay.
Bang! Try to shoot them in the back. But I don't run so good either. Anyway, you guys all think I'm a hero, and I'll accept that responsibility.
Oh, come out or I'll blast you out.
For shame, Doc. Hunting rabbits with an elephant gun.
Elephant gun?
That's right, Doc. So why don't you go shoot yourself an elephant? You do, and I'll give you such a pinch.
We're going to start our volleys. We hope you like the show. Everything is ready. We're raring to go. We'll give you all the latest songs and dances full of pep. We're gonna start with Hacha. Just watch this chorus steps.
Originally settled as Ocean View during the 1850s, the city's population boomed with displaced
But in my own way, I am king. Hail to the king, baby.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Fantastic Comics Presents For those of you that don't know,
my name is Yule Carter, comic book retailer in Berkeley, California.
That's right. We're not just a comic book show with some dude coming on telling you about comic books that you don't give a shit about. No, I'm a guy with skin in the game. And I open every Wednesday through Sunday from 12 to 5 p.m. for all your funny book shopping needs. Come on in. Let's talk. That's what we do at the store. It's a nice little meat place. And this Sunday, holy cow, was it crazy. And I'll let you know a little bit more about that as we get on with it. If you are interested in leaving me a message, not on YouTube, but maybe something a little bit longer, you can do that at events@fantasticcomics.net. I just don't change the name of the page. Why? So you can do that. We can talk. Let's do that. I'm not really on social media that much, but if so, it's Instagram, Fantastic Comics. Although you got to get pictures sometimes. It was a crazy week in our store, outside the store, but definitely about it, and other things that are going to be happening. Holy cow, what a week of comics it's going to be. I mean, really, the majority of the show is just going to be talking about comics that are coming out. The screen's going to look like this, except, no, not like that, except there's going to be a banner and a picture of a comic book there. Lots of stuff. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know in the chat how you're doing. I also have a poll going right now, which I promise we're going to get to. Let me get that queued up right now, actually. Got to switch over to the other YouTube page or account. Fantastic Comics and Yule. That's two different things. I know there's a lot of comic book talk out there. I know I'm not cute or young. Trust me, I'm not young. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming into my store. Thanks for buying comics in or outside the store. It doesn't matter. Thanks for being a comic book fan. There's not that many of us out there. Not really. Some come and some go. There's the people that vacillate. Oh, Jim Lee's doing something? Yes, he is. I'll be showing that to you in a moment. That's the last of my whiskey. What am I going to do? Drink water? All right, let's get on with it. So, like I said, these are the things that we're going to be talking about. And right now, let's see, I think I put it up. We're going to talk about the we talk about things in the comic store, things that happen in the comic store, things that happen in the comic book industry, things that get said in the comic store. And usually some of the extracurricular stuff that gets talked about is encapsulated in this segment. That's right, the Wrestling Minute. We talked about wrestling in the store. Although I'm not sure how much I'm going to actually be watching, because I think I'm pulling the plug on our on all the junk that we watch, or at least the ones I pay for. Jill might go along with that. We have a few things we care about, and then once that's done, it's done. So wrestling is on, cable, or not cable, also streaming networks, but YouTube's good and a really good source for getting the crux of what's going on in the industry, way better than it ever used to be. They're really taking advantage. The companies are taking advantage of being able to be seen for free, but just in little clips, just the stuff they want you to see. And that takes us to AEW, a company I don't really talk about too much, but one of my customers had to let me see this event that happened. It was just one little thing. It was one match on Dynamite on Wednesday, and it was versus Jon Moxley versus the Rated R superstar Cope Hope. It doesn't work. So last week it was a street fight and was for the AEW World Championship, and the spot was a bat with like nails in it. And the thing is when I think about a bat with nails, I think about TNA and Abyss, and how he used to go around with a board with a bunch of nails, and then he wrapped it around with barbed wire, and he called this thing Janice. And that if he swung the shit at you, you're really in trouble. So it was never going to hit. It never hit. Oh, sure, maybe with the base of it, and maybe they fudged a little stuff, but never if it was anything more than dragging nails, which sounds bad enough, right? But I mean, that would kill a person, unless those things are rubber. You know what I mean? Which they may be. I'm not quite sure at first if this bat is rubber, if these nails are rubber.
Oh my God! God, no.
Hit him right in the tummy. That's common. You can sell that easy, right? Maybe you get scratched a little, but it's not like you're going to get really punctured with it. This one, on the other hand.
Look at the face of Cope. Oh, no. Watch out. Oh, good God.
Ooh, he hit him right on the back. Ooh. But it didn't stick in or anything. So I'm thinking, there's probably something pretty safe about this overall, right? Now, this is me having watched it afterwards. This is the spot I saw.
He's positioned. Oh my God. You got to be.
Let me move that banner. This is the spot my customer showed me.
He's positioned. Oh my God. You got to be kidding me. Stuck in his back. Pull it out of his back. Look at that. Pull that friggin' thing out of his back. Holy smokes.
They can say shit on TNA. That time they didn't say shit. They used to do it like all the time. Wow, that thing stuck in his back. I was like looking at that. Not good at all. Not good at all.
You gotta be kidding me. Oh no, this is gnarly. This is disgusting. I'm gonna throw up.
This is disgusting. I'm gonna throw up. I thought the commentary was great in what I watched of that match. It's a street fight, and as people get older, they usually resort to that because they can't wrestle anymore. Let's be real about it. When you're wrestling Mick Foley matches, you see, the thing about Mick Foley matches is that he was hardcore in WWE, which is a whole lot softer. In AEW, you have to ramp this up over and over and over and over again. There was always the threat that Janice was going to come out and, puncture somebody like that. But they never did it. But in AEW, they go pretty, they're not mainstream at all. Like ECW, when they came over to mainstream television or cable television, they had to tone it down, the sex and the violence and all that stuff. AEW, I guess, doesn't have to do that, but I don't think they're winning over anybody really in that regard. That's your Wrestling Minute. Ooh, baby, that's stuck in his back. Woo. My goodness gracious. That and then Wheeler Yuta coming out and pulling on. I mean, he had it in, and they're like, pull it out. And then Wheeler Yuta comes out, does a move, and then he starts pulling on that, and eventually they kind of. Nah, see, the thing is like, I defend the championship against a fucking crazy psychopath like that all the time. Not I have to go and fight a crazy psychopath to get it. This is I don't know. I think it's on the shoe's on the wrong foot here. You know what I mean? It's one thing for your hero to have to go through hell and come out on the other side victorious. But anybody that goes against this guy doing this kind of stuff, and doesn't come out victorious, sure, he had a really big spot, and I might remember that spot for a while. But do you really remember what happened in the match other than he got stuck with it? So, not really a fan. I never really was a big fan of hardcore stuff. Gimmick matches to me are tag matches. All right, let's get to the local comic store in Castro Valley. Jill showed me this one. This sucks. Castro Valley Crush Comics, and they were broken into at like 3:30 in the morning, and they got people on camera. So if you notice, so look at where the Batman symbol is, and then just go to the left, and you'll see those statues or shit on top. Well, in the back is comic books, and I'm like, how could they have taken a pic? This must be before. I don't know. I don't understand. But anyway, later on, this is what that area looks like. I know that a little bit deeper in on this wall is where they put like back issues that are worth a shit, and that sucks. And there were pictures of people, but the close-up of this person, someone was saying in the comments, that nose looks fake. Sucks, man. I don't understand. Like, I mean, I do. You kind of wonder, like, see, the thing is like, if it was a person that really wanted it, maybe that wouldn't be so bad. But a person that, steals stuff that way, I don't know, fuck it. People have stolen from me also. They can rot in hell for all I care. I try to be pretty freaking upfront and honest, and I'm not a dick about things. And I don't know, people that steal stuff. Oh, I really want something. When you're hiding stuff, you're getting close. You know what I mean? So that happened, and then we're going to talk about Diamond in just a few moments. But I'd like to say to each and every one of you out there,
We didn't come to borrow any money. We didn't come to borrow any dough. We didn't come to borrow any trouble. We just stopped in to say hello. Oh, hello to you, Mr. Penny. Please don't think that we are hammy. We just stopped in from Alabama. We just stopped in to say hello. Oh boy, you said it. We just stopped in to say hello. And don't forget it. We just stopped in to say hello. And I'm hello. Hello. Goodbye.
don't forget to hit thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell for notifications and all of that jibber jabber. Yo, the biggest, well, I'll be the judge of that. The biggest week in comics in some time. That's how I'm selling this episode. Eric O'Sullivan, did you sell that spectacular Spidey? Well, I'll have you know, I priced that at $10 and nobody bit. I will put it at the correct price and I'll let you know about that, Sully. Illithid Lore. Most excited for Ultimate Spider-Man, but may pick up Batman and Martian Manhunter. Well, let me tell you right now, with all the votes, right now, Batman 158 is ahead, but there are some people that come in a little bit later, so we'll see. Vote if you haven't done that already. Jolly. Bone. Wrench. Jolly Wrench. Hi, guys. Hey, Jolly. Jilby Pill's in the other room. Hello. How's your father? Good evening, Yule. How's your father? Good evening. Jagron too. What? Oh, hello. Dwayne Muth, greetings and salutations, Yule. I hope you had a great weekend for your big sale. I did. Let me tell you, I really wish I would have taken some pictures. So, Fantastic Comics has a speakeasy section downstairs where I put all the back issues and back stock and where I want to have the library. People who know about it know about it. This is where the church is, you know. And I open it up to people. And Rayson, who helps me out on Wednesdays, came in and helped me that Sunday. And I had tables set up, and it almost, with 5 people in there at the same time, it looked like a little mini con. And let me tell you, the prices were better than at your local con. But you should still attend those too. Hey, Mr. Yule, how did there you go? Did Miss now I reached out, who acted as a middleman, and let Sully know about the spectacular Spider-Man issue. Excellent. Excellent. Big week this week, dude. Big week. Cannot wait. Hush 2 and Ultimate Spider-Man. You know, as I was unpacking the Ultimate Spider-Man books, I was thinking to myself, could Mysterio have kind of fudged that whole Harry getting shot thing? And then other people were telling me, no, there's no way that's it because it's this thing. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. How many people ruin a comic shop that are under 40? All of them? I don't know. Ruin? I didn't go to a local LCS launch party for it. They had special cover for the party, but cover was over $25. I thought the launch party was the Tuesday before Wednesday, or it comes out, which is Wednesday. I'm not sure. I didn't do a launch party anyway. I'm here with you all. AEW is run like Jim Lee running DC Comics, no direction. Well, DC has some stuff going on. Oh, geez, the nails. Yes, that's right, the nails. Don't let Don Stevens know. Jagron, that spot with Moxley and Cope was terrible. It was so gross, and the nails were stuck in Moxley's back to the point they could. Well, I mean, they could eventually. As a feminist, I'm only interested in wrestling for the lovely ladies. Cheers. Next week on Raw, Io Sky is going to give Rhea Ripley her rematch in London. They were in Glasgow this week, and I think Io is not going to come out with a win unless Bianca, who's the referee, screws the whole thing up, and then it's going to be the 3-way we were expecting anyway. Man, Stevie Richards had a great reaction on his podcast. Stevie is amazingly good. I like Stevie. He's cool. And let's see, if I was a TNT exec, I would have asked what is this programming we are having? Is our sponsors now after us? Have we lost anybody? I don't think they have, but it might get to that. I think the empty side is the left side. TNA, it's I don't know. I feel like I saw it pretty much from the very beginning, and I kind of warned people not to get so over eager or so in love with the product, because partially they were so anti-Vince, and it was easy to be. Vince ain't around anymore. But they kind of had some stories that people were on to at that time, but shit just dragged and dragged and dragged, Fantinuum said, the empty side is the left side. I thought you were talking about AEW. Yule, if those scumbag thieves try to sell those stolen comics, the community would know, right? Like, there's no reason to even sell it. I would suggest that being true, but if it was slabbed merchandise, oh, that's right. They have a lot of, on the left side, they have a lot of variants, and I don't know about back issue type stuff, but definitely that kind of stuff. Yeah, I would suggest there probably wouldn't be, but there's a lot of shame that a person has from getting stolen. I mean, I imagine it's a lot like grapes, you know what I mean? Your car gets broken into, your home gets broken into, your kid gets kidnapped, your toys get stolen. from some kid down the street, whatever the hell it is. Sort of like that story where yeah, see, now that's the thing. Me and my brother caught the guy who stole a box of expensive comics. So, yeah, the word is out there. People know now. But I'm not really on social media. So unless somebody calls. Now, there has been a time when there was a thief going around and he hit the escapist. And I think they got their stuff, but, he was out of there, that kind of thing. But how many times does that person come in before you realize it also? You realize, oh damn, something's missing. Misplaced. Some customer misplaced it. I misplaced it. Next week another thing's missing. It's weird because it's been happening twice now. And then something happens again and you probably catch the person, right? That's if they're in your store when you're open, but if they do it when you're closed, just scumbags, right? Now this guy, we'll tell that story again someday. Yeah, no problem. And so did you peruse Absolute Martian Manhunter? I have liked the preview pages. It's a beautiful looking book. I don't know anything about the story. It's going to be one of the best looking comic books of the year, for sure. Like, we don't get too many books that are, and I think the off issues are going to be drawn by Marcos Martin. How do you get better than Rodriguez? Just amazing. I'm going to close that poll in a few minutes. A few people have come in recently and vote. Do you want to see Batman, Godzilla versus FF, which is closing, Ultimate Spider-Man, and Absolute Martian Manhunter are slipping? Batman, Jim Lee. I mean, he is definitely a draw, definitely. Okay. Let's get to the meat of the, no. Sorry. So sorry. Let's do this instead. Let's go to this banner and let's go best of last week. There were a lot of books last week also, I want to have you know. And I actually put 3 runner-ups. Okay, here we go. Runner-up. Bug Wars number 2. I haven't read a single one, but I keep selling out of it. And I sold out of the second print of number 1. So I think Bug Wars is a hit in my store. And I think Wes has a conversation with Doc and says that he thinks it's one of the best of the year. At least in the title of the video. Next up, we have Sacrificers number 15. Rick Remender. I have gone back from ordering tight to bouncing it up another number or 2 because Sacrificers is really good and people got to know about it. And so I got more 13s and 14s in and now 15. And it's been selling very well. Runner up, Conan the Barbarian. My goodness. Great Robert Delatorre cover. And even though he's not doing the art on the inside, Doug Braithwaite is beautiful work. Does beautiful work. Okay, coming in at 5. We've got Absolute Flash, number 1 by Jeff Lemire. Holy cow, I was going to put this much higher, and then I started paying attention to some of the other books. And it was like it kept falling just a little bit because, right in front of it, at number 4, we have Absolute Batman. On the strength of, Absolute Batman, but also Frank Quitely covers and a really cool Simon Bisley, I sold even more than normal. And that one's really good. And for a moment, I put this at number 1. Saga comes in at number 3. Still the bestseller in my store ever since it's come out. It just is a shame that I've lost some of the customers over time and over the hiatus. But again, even though things are smaller than they used to be, this is still the number 1 book. Maybe not for an issue or 2 of something hot, maybe not for Jim Lee, but overall, always Saga. I mean, I had people coming in just the other day. What is the trade out for the new Saga? And I said, actually, the last issue of it just came out, so you can expect it about a month or 2 from now. So I think that's going to be hot too. Saga, still a great book. Coming in at number 2, One World Under Doom, number 2. This was going to be a number 1 also, but I fudged it just to let you know. Number 2, it was sold out. I had to get more just so I could fill the orders of people that want me to get it for them. But it's going to happen, I promise. And One World Under Doom, my goodness gracious, doing really well. Ryan Orris has a hit. They're doing a great job. And coming in number 1, Joe Casey and Paul Fry's Blood Squad 7, number 7. If you aren't reading this book, what is wrong with you? If you're all right, so I got to speak to you with my eyes. Let me take that down for a second. You read Marvel and you read DC, and you kind of come to yourself and you're like, what am I reading this kid shit for? What am I reading this shit I don't like anymore for? I still want action and adventure, and although they make the superhero TV and movies for me, it still doesn't reek of comicdom, like we like. And what I'm talking about is an adult version of a superhero book. We're not talking about alternative books, humor books, slice of life books, autobiographical books, horror, science fiction. All of these things can be in a superhero comic, and they are all in a superhero comic. They're all in Blood Squad 7, and number 7 is no different. And I can't wait till I talk to Joe Casey again, because I know he's a Giffen guy. And this really reminds me, the arcs that we've been reading in the Blood Squad 7 way have been very much like the DeMatteis, Giffen, McGuire, Justice League International. This would be the issue where it becomes Justice League International, number 7. And this is the issue where the group is unveiled. And all of the things that we've been seeing going on that led to the creation of this group and getting to the point where we're here today are all getting paid off. And holy shit, it gets turned on its ear. I mean, oh my God. Joe Casey is writing a really, really, really cool book. And everybody needs to read this book. And if you aren't reading this book and you want to come get your Joe Casey books that you do have of his signed at our store, you're going to have to buy it. Now, if you buy the Blood Squad 7 already, I'll give you a pass and I'll let you buy any of the other books that I have or will have in stock. You got Dutch that precedes this. You got Joe Casey and Tom Scioli's Godland. You got Sex and Bounce. I'm sure I have something with X-Men in it. But we're talking about his creator-owned stuff. You know what I mean? If you want to be a real stud, buy annual. And then you got to go and read this stuff, because these books are fan-freaking-tastic. And you're going to want to be a part of the signing, because although I haven't hammered things down with Joe just yet, I want to do it. I don't want it to be big, because in our store, you really can't do anything big. And I want it to kind of feel like the celebrity version of Sunday that we had at the store. And if we can pull that off, it will be a Wednesday. There will be a Blood Squad 7 trade coming out, number 2. There will be a new issue of Blood Squad 7. He'll be signing this junk for you. And yeah, we're going to make this happen. I can't wait. And that is not the reason why it was the signing part, but I really do think it is the best comic of. Damn, it's so good. You guys, we got it. All right. So I emailed Joe when I read that book, and I had such a good time reading his last issue, number 6, a day before, I put them out, and then go home and then come back on Wednesday to open up the store. I read it and I just kind of took my time. And I had a customer that I know buys it come in, and I'm like, you dude, this issue is fucking awesome. And I was going to email Joe and let him know how much I liked it. I have a friend who's been telling me to email celebrities that I think are doing a good job. You let them know that you think they're doing a good job. They'll like it. And then Joe had contacted me, and I'm like, oh damn, this is so funny because I was just about to. So this time I didn't dilly dally, and I emailed him, and I said, this book, Blood Squad 7, makes me feel like I'm in on something, and I think that's what it's all about. You're in on something. And that's the best of the week. All right, let's talk about some Diamond. I got some video to play also from Swaggle. And just to let you guys know, anybody that wants to watch that John Moxley match, I linked it in the comments down below. And if you want to see the entirety of the Swaggle video concerning Diamond being purchased, I have that linked in the comments down below also. So, we don't care about Absolute Flash anymore. I'm just deleting pictures while I talk to you at the same time. Not very well, obviously. Oh my goodness. All right, let me get this banner down. Let's talk about Diamond. They had quite the week. They had Titan defecting from Diamond, one of the companies I cared about the most. They put out Conan. They put out Savage Sword of Conan. And I don't really care about anything else they put out unless it's something I do care about, which will probably be Conan related, or at least Robert, you know who I'm talking about, Robert E. Howard. The stuff that he has. So really happy that they're moving. I kind of wish they were at Penguin Random House. Penguin Random House already does the Titan books, so it really seemed like a no-brainer. But hopefully Titan was able to work a better deal out with Lunar in that regard. So that makes me happy. The only question is, what is Dynamite going to do? They're the last shoe to drop. And personally, I got to tell my customers, there would be some books I'd really be upset about because I want to see Thundar and how that's going to turn out. I want to see the Joe Casey, Johnny Quest Space Ghost bit. That's cool. Space Ghost sells well for me. Some of the books really sell well for me. And Fantinuum buys them, so I love them. But if they're not going to move over from Diamond, and I don't even know, there's a lot of questions over the coming weeks to see what happens, but it really needs to happen quicker. It needs to happen yesterday is when it needs to have happened. But that's getting ahead of myself. This guy wrote in on Facebook, tell me Diamond is going out of business without telling me Diamond is going out of business. This is how they packed my books this week. Holy cow. That is reprehensible. That is someone that hates you. Or you're lying. It's one or the other. Oh, these are all those incentives that stores were able to purchase. My goodness gracious. And then we found out earlier today, it was like yesterday, everybody was like, oh, what's going to happen? This comic store, reporting. This comic store is trying to get in on the action. Is this person going to get in on the action? Is this group going to get in on the action? Supposedly, Alliance Games put up an offer, but when I don't think this was their offer, there was 39 million supposedly out there. So Diamond was going to be purchased for 39 million, but supposedly whoever purchased it, Alliance, not Alliance Games, but Alliance, they purchased it for a lot more. So Bleeding Cool's like, well, maybe somebody will be happy about that. But here's Swaggle House talking about it, kind of explaining how he went about it, and then you can figure out how I went about it.
So who is Alliance Entertainment? Well, I went to their website. I read a bunch of Wikipedias about them, and they're a distribution company. They do a lot of different ways to get various forms of media and entertainment out there. I mean, they have online retailers. They got, of course, big box storefronts. They do labels and studios, and they're in 72 different countries. So, is this a good thing or a bad thing for comics? I mean, if I'm going to take Alliance Entertainment at face value and assume that they do a good job with their distribution, this seems like an excellent thing.
I see the comments saying Diamond is super sucky as usual. My LCS is never getting stuff on time for Marvel. I can't believe they're still ordering from Diamond for that. It just doesn't make sense. Or they don't have a very good relationship with Penguin Random House, and they're very vindictive. So, Swaggle's talking about, how he goes about finding out and what they do. So they're already in the pop. He's saying, he'll say later, he's talking about selling tchotchkes and stuff like that. They sell them to Walmart, and maybe they'll take the comic books and be able to get into Walmart, because previously he was talking about people lamenting how spinner racks aren't around and how people aren't just able to buy comic books. Now, of course, there's comic stores out there that are like, ugh, I don't know if I really want a lot of people going to Walmart to buy comic books. They might not be coming to me. But the reality is that's not what's going to happen. Hopefully, they won't get the next issue of Spider-Man and they'll look for their local comic store, right? You got to sit on that shit sometimes and understand that things that happen outside that is good can also happen, well for us. I don't remember what this is about, but Swaggle continues.
Now, the question is this. Why do we think that they actually want to acquire Diamond Distribution? Do they actually feel like the comic book publishing side of distribution is all that profitable? Do they just want to equip their current partners with more product? If they already have relations with, say, Walmart, and they're already sending them a bunch of tchotchkes and toys and all these various things, do they just kind of want to include a few comic books here and there? Like, is this ultimately going to be good for the end consumer, the weekend warrior or the Wednesday warrior that goes into the comic book shop every Wednesday to pick up new titles?
Well, I don't think it will again. Maybe if your comic store that's local runs out of it, you can run over to Walmart, or maybe you can run over to Walmart because, they're open late. Aren't they 24 hours, 24/7? You can get your comics on Wednesday earlier. Everybody's all waiting. But there's not going to be stacks of, Amazing Spider-Man. They're going to get the Amazing Spider-Man that's sent to them from the company. And we're also talking about Diamond, so Dynamite. They're going to have to cool it on some of those covers if they're going to do them in Walmart. Yeah, so why would they want to buy them? Well, he also talks about it this way.
Or is the value they see gaining access to the comic shop retailers? I mean, maybe they're thinking to themselves, hey, this is another way that we can distribute our product that we already have into comic book stores. Maybe they're not so concerned with comic books and they're more concerned with, the various like toys that they're already distributing. Like, hey, we need to get more of this into LCSs. So maybe more of your LCSs are going to turn into hybrid stores, pop cultural LGSs.
I don't know if I like that. I don't think I like that at all. I think Alliance, who bought them, aren't going to be getting UK Diamond UK. I don't know what that means for the people out in the UK. And there were a couple other aspects of Diamond that they won't be getting. I think it might have been Alliance Games and the DCD. I don't remember what it's called. No, the CGA, the Collectible Grading Authority, which is toy grading. They might not be getting that part of it. But and Free Comic Book Day, I don't think they're purchasing also, because I think there's multiple owners, maybe. Having said that, I'm not going to be buying any of their shit. If it's important, if I have to get an account with them and the Diamond account doesn't move over to Alliance, I'm less likely to care, especially if it's like Distillery or Dynamite. Oh, Fantinium, I'm going to save you some money by taking a stand. I just don't want that other shit. I mean, I can only imagine what their freaking their order book or whatever it's going to be is going to look like. And navigating a new site just seems like a hassle that I don't want to ever have to deal with. I mean, a lot of Jesus, Jagron's talking about a comic store that's still buying Marvel through Diamond. They're getting the worst discount and they're paying for shipping. They didn't want to get a PRH account. That's crazy. That's crazy. Or they're getting it late. I mean, so they're getting the books late from Diamond. I'm getting my books late from Diamond, but that's just Dynamite and Titan. I've cut everything. Now that Boom's going over to Penguin Random House, IDW's over there. Dynamite, what are you going to do? It's time to shit or get off the pot. I should get a hold of that guy. That guy should get a hold of me, I mean. I'd grill him because all those other guys, they just well, you're such a genius. You got Jay Lee to do covers. What a madman you are. You're doing something that nobody would have ever thought to do. Anyway, he starts to Swaggle House starts to talk about Alliance as a company and what they really do.
Generally speaking, in acquisitions like this, usually it ends up being that the smaller thing gets swallowed up into the bigger machine. So I don't really know if the current Diamond account holders are really all that important to a big company like this, especially a big company who, frankly, is public.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody, please. He worked it out. It's only 10 minutes long, the video, but he worked it out. And then he really works it out. So he's like, what does a company like this come and do? And then I was talking to Jill at lunch about this, and I was like, oh, it's probably one of those companies that just comes along and, sucks shit up, and then, that company's over. We made a couple bucks off, strip mining it or whatever. Maybe we sold it off to some other sucker. Who was that Mormon that ran for president? I was asking earlier and I couldn't think. And my brain's still foggy as far as that dummy. Corporations are people, my friends. That's basically what this is. This is one of his companies. Coming in, I'm gonna chew you out, spit you out, and I have whatever I need out of it. And then he's talking about the company as a shareholder.
As you guys can see, the stock is ripping today, going from $3.98 to $4.07. Hype, 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 FOMO. Get in on this. Oh, 422. It's already going well. The big news of Diamond acquisition is pumping up the stock. Let's check the year to date. Okay, never mind. Maybe we don't want to invest in Alliance Entertainment.
I love it. He was doing like a comic book. Oh man, you don't understand. This is Secret Avengers #1. You don't understand. They're going to have one of the characters shit in a bucket in one of the television episodes. It's going to be really important. Oh, wait a second. This company used to be worth a shit, and now they're just buying some fucking dead company. I am a little sad that I'm not going to be able to get Magic the Gathering decks at a higher price if I don't pre-order them at the right time. Excuse me, I hate when people do that. But even still, that's I got a lot of comic books I have to bring up, so hold on a second. We're gonna do Jesus. Why did I do this way? There are so many comic books, guys. I mean, really, so many. We're gonna just do this, and you know how it always screws up. So, all right, I am going to play a very, very fast version of the video that we usually watch for Wednesdays.
Well, it's just an old run-of-the-mill Wednesday. The calendar's full of them.
That's right. The calendar is full of them, but my God, I don't know if I have enough shelf space for everything. I swear. I swear. And I mean, seriously, one of the books I don't have shelf space is fucking giant. This is the 25. This is the $20 version. There's a small $25 version that Sean Gordon Murphy did the artwork on the cover. Whoa. Look at that. It's got the ads in it too, I think. Yeah, it does. Look, you ever want to see an absolute Batman? Look at how big this thing is. It's like when you were a kid. No, it's not, because the facsimile of what it was like when we were kids is right here, and it's smaller. Holy cow. There's no bag for this. I mean, I do have some Life mags, so maybe I don't have any boards, and you can suck it if you think I'm going to get you one. Oh, I need one for the one book I have. Yeah, well, tape them together, buddy. Let's go to comments. Oh man, that's so sad. Hold on a second. Hold on a sec. All right. Bug Wars is hella good. Wes is surprisingly right, and Dog as well. I don't know that he likes much, and it hasn't been published since 2000. Yeah, I totally try and get my friend on new music, and I think I picked the right ones, but I still am not quite sure. How's Your Father says, not to make light, but I'm kind of surprised that anyone would bother stealing comics unless we're talking Action Comics #1 or something. Well, sure. We put them in a section so that you can see them, and they're, I mean, who wouldn't want to? This obviously is worth money, right? It's foil. Ooh. I mean, maybe it's something that knows. I always feel bad when they steal the Magic cards, because they just go smash. Why just smash it? There's only one thing that needs to get smashed, but you fucking break every goddamn piece of glass, you piece of shit. Does that sound like a storm? I mean, I don't have any of those things. Oh man, this is a sad story. Gotham City Comics used to have 50 subs for Saga, down to 5. Wow. I used to have almost 200 subs for Saga. I mean, I could look at numbers right now of the trades that I've sold. I mean, obviously, a store like Barnes and Noble probably is selling more, or a store of comic book, like, that has more locations, probably sold more. Oh, you have 2 locations in New York? Oh, one's in the small town. Yeah, right. But how's your father? Drug addicts will steal anything. Well, that's true. It's a lot of work for something that, I don't know. You should try and get Liefeld to do a signing at the shop. Well, it costs money. I mean, Joe's going to cost money, but it's going to be getting him here and housing him for a night, and then taking him out to eat or something like that. We're bringing food in. It's going to be messy too, I'm sure. Holy crap, that diamond packing job. Yes, it is a sin. Tarring and feathering. I totally agree. Although that sounds like it might hurt. I had to go to another LCS to pick him up. The Monday. Yeah. Well, the thing is with Diamond right now, you don't know if you're going to get it. I put in reorders and have got everything I've ordered. Pretty much. Not everything I've ordered that's yet to come out has come in. But before they even announced it, like, oh, hey, you could get alternative covers, I realized that alternative cover or variant incentive covers were available because I was reordering them for customers that needed the issues. I remember when Diamond used to pack books wrapped in promo comic posters. Chud heads. Yeah, well, Diamond. Oh, Mitt Romney. Good job, Jill. It's about time. Mitt Romney. I can remember the Mormon part. There was the stories of him and his dog and how he hosed him off in the. Oh, it's just a bad mess. All right, let's see. Honestly, the comic I know you like that, but I couldn't sell the shit out of it at all. But I'm so happy that you like something. That book looks like aluminum siding. Yes, it does. And Fantinium. You know who's getting that giant size 158 and all its variants? Yeah, they came in damaged, and I brought one home. So I think someone opened a box, and it wasn't me. It's so hard to tell. Right there. And it wasn't me. But I thought, I'd lean on this with my elbows on it like I used to as a child because it's so oversized. And Jim Lee's art, I think he's still good. Scott Williams inking him. These pages are massive. Look at this. Wild. Would they ever do an entire book that way? Also, Wednesday Comics is going to get collected soon, so we should definitely pay attention to that. Okay, new comic books. I'm sure I'm going to be missing something. And I put these in order of sort of, I think. Let's see. I'm not going to be getting these because someone screwed up. Why, it was Lunar that screwed up and only gave me the one of the 7 of these one shot by Ninth Circle kids, Garth Ennis and Dalibor Talajic on art. Garth Ennis sells well for me, but oversized comics do not do great. Batman Hush 158 excluded, I'm sure. Did not get Batman The Long Halloween #6. Oh, did I screw up? I'm sorry. The orders put in will rectify this ASAP. All right. What's second to ASAP? Gunslinger Spawn #41. I screwed up and didn't get that one in, guys. I'm sorry. I fall on the sword. I can't help it. It happens sometimes. Maybe you've noticed that I've been talking about how many comics are coming out and how I might not have room on the shelf for them. Well, here we go. Starting with, we're in a One World Under Doom situation here. Did I tell you that Joe Casey's going to be signing at our store? I'll be telling you more about that soon. He also writes this comic book, Weapon X-Men #2, Crisscross on art. And I like the first issue and I like the second issue. I'm not a Deadpool fan, but I'm going to forgive the Deadpool aspects because it's done the way it needs to be done for the people that like Deadpool. Other than that, it's a pretty good story and the art's really good too. Next up, we have Doom Academy #2. All these books are starting up because of the One World Under Doom. You get it? The first issue was all but a sellout, and I expect this one to do very well also. So if you want to get it, you better come on in quick. Next up, Doom's Division, a book I don't really think is going to sell well because it basically is just a gussied up. Oh, I can't remember what the name of that shitty book with all the maybe I shouldn't say it that way. That low-selling Korean-only superhero book was. That's what this looks like. Although that dude in the back kind of looks white. Nonetheless, I don't care one way or the other because I don't read a whole lot of offshoot miniseries books. But if you do, better come in quick because I didn't order a lot. Next up, we've got Red Hulk #2. I like Percy. Benjamin Percy half the time is pretty good. He's kind of got a Rick Remender sort of appeal to him. And I like Jeff Shaw on art. And oh my gosh, Deathlock and Machine Man is in this book. Why, I have the first issue and haven't read it, so I think I better get on it, just like you. Next up, One World Under Doom, Thunderbolts, number 2. I'm not reading it because, again, offshoot, and it has characters I don't care about. Although I have in the past, in other Thunderbolts books. But Ghost Rider, does anybody like Ghost Rider? Winter Soldier, does anybody like U.S. Agent? Is that Mockingbird? I don't know. Maybe it's Songbird. I don't know. Just not for me. And we have Fantastic Four number 30. Probably the One World Under Doom book you most have to get if you're getting the regular miniseries. Yeah, there you go. And I already told you how I wasn't really a big fan of Deadpool. Well, we got 2 Deadpool books coming out this week. We've got Deadpool versus Wolverine Slash 'em Up. It's just in time for April Fool's Day. You got this awesome Ron Lim cover. And Christos Gage. I guess he isn't writing anything for Dan Slott over on Superman right now. Also, we've got Pool Illuminati number 1. Oh, Jesus. They keep coming out with the Spider-Verse and just in time for April Fool's Day, everybody. Pool Illuminati. Oh, whatever. I'm sure it's funny and people that like it are going to like it. Oh, Todd Knox doing the art. I'm sure it's great. Is that Matthew Rosenberg or is that an inker? I don't care. Illuminati, everybody. And then DC has their own Deadpool. Its name is Harley Quinn. She gets in all sorts of wacky, crazy adventures, and sometimes she has hyenas in it, and sometimes she has poison ivy, are they, aren't they kind of stories. And everybody's bitching about the other Harley Quinn book, the Fartacular Silent but Deadly issue. You see, they just didn't say in time for April Fools, just in time for April Fools. Look, it's so funny because she's farting. See? This comic reeks. I'm sure it does. But if you can get on Pool Illuminati and Deadpool kills Deadpool and Deadpool kills Marvel again, kills Marvel again, and all the other shenanigans, and then all the other garbage that tell me the time Harley's been good. Seriously. And I don't want to hear anything about the animated story, the animated series, or the Batman Animated Adventures, okay? So I'm acing those 2 out. So now, tell me the time Harley's been good in comics. And I'm going to say this isn't going to be any better or worse. It's just like the marijuana issue. It's just like when Marvel did the Bug Spectacular issue and he went through time. Don't worry about it. All right. Does any of that, do you guys know any of those things I'm talking about? Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm old. Excuse me. All right, I'm just getting a few more picks up because, there's so many comics to go through. That was a lot already. See, I'm running through these right now. I got to get a libation. Hold on a second. All right, these are all in no particular order except for by number. Uncanny X-Men number 12. This is the Gail Simone book, and I think David Marquez is back, so that's pretty hot. Justice League Unlimited, number 5. God, is it time for me to start reading this book? I love Dan Mora's art, and I think Mark Waid overall is a very good writer, especially for superhero comics, or only for superhero comics. And I haven't read any of these past the first issue, and that was cursory. But my God, this cover is awesome. You got the Legion of Doom. I mean, that's everything Kid Yule's ever wanted to see in a comic book. And it's going to be serious. It's not going to be like, well, actually, the Super Friends were all right. Next up, we've got Superman number 24. I'm one issue behind. Superman's been great. Joshua Williamson is killing it. You've got Dan Mora on art. He's killing it, doing 2 books a month. Can't wait to read the last issue and this issue. Sticking with DC, we've got Absolute Martian Manhunter. And you know what? I think it's time for me to end the poll. So let me just go to the channel really quick. And I'm going to just do this. Commercials. But I'm the guy who runs the channel. Batman Hush is the winner. I mean, I want to let everybody know right now. Batman Hush. Not everybody participated that's been in for the whole time. And of course, there's going to be people later on. So let me know in the comments down below. What are you most looking forward to? What comics do you like? And why is Javier Rodriguez going to be the greatest superhero artist that's going on this whole year? I'm saying that, and Mark Tichetto does Ultimate. Oh, wait. Whoops. Never mind. What is that? Chicolo, whatever the guy's name is. Anyway, Ultimate Wolverine number 3 comes out. We've got Absolute Wonder Woman number 6. I think that's a pretty hot cover. It's not the main artist, so maybe some of you guys can jump in on this issue. But man, I like that cover a lot. Next up, we have Ultimate Spider-Man. That's Chichetto. Man, oh man, that last issue. Did I spoil something for anybody earlier? Whoops. I love that issue so much. Oh my God, it was so killer. And now we've got Sandman in the cover. Oh, I hope it happens. I hope it happens. All right, the book everybody's been talking about. Batman Hush 2, 158. Jeff Loeb returns to Batman with his artist companion, Jim Lee, the president of the company. Scott Williams and Alex Sinclair are still alive, so of course they're on board. And can't wait to read this issue, although I haven't read it yet. Amazing Spider-Man number 70. I think this is the last issue, and then we'll have Spider-Man number 1. I hope. Kelly and McGinnis. I really haven't read the last couple issues, but I feel like I need to, just so I can suffer with the rest of you. And I guess I feel something cool about Spider-Not. I don't know, but I still like Joe Kelly, and I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man when it reboots. Wonder Woman number 19. This is an unfortunate book, and although I still order a lot of this copy or this book, I am moving it out of the cigarette book shelf for the time being because it's being replaced by all the hot Absolute and all the hot Ultimate books that are coming out right now. And I got to put Ultimate Wolverine back, over on the hot shelf because it's just doing better than Wonder Woman right now. And although I have my Tom King fans and it sells well in trade and it also has a good number on issue form, I think I'm going to start cutting the numbers a little tighter even. So if you're on board with this book, you got to let yourself be heard in my store. It's customer's rule. Free for All by Patrick Horvath. This is the guy that did Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sleeps or something like that, which was a killer bear, a serial killer bear going around killing other animals. How's PETA feel about that? Anyway, this is a one shot, and you should come in and get this. I got a bunch of issues, and there's variant covers. And don't be a sap and left behind like all those other people on that other book. Oh, I heard it was really cool, and there's all this FOMO for it. Well, I got it, so you don't have to come in and pay extra money. All right. X-Men Manhunt Omega, the last part of this storyline. It's a nice little capper, right? Except I think there's going to be a capper on top of this one. We call that one a cherry. This is the whipped cream. You're getting the whipped cream in this one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Naruto number 3. Yeah, it feels like it takes a long time for this book to come out. Funny I should say that, and again, in no particular order, it seems like it takes a long time for Wolverine Revenge to come out, but this is the last issue. Hopefully Capullo got over whatever was irking him about whoever was working with him. Irking and working with him. And he got off his ass and finally drew a 5th issue in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. Oh, well, except for the Scott Snyder joints that nobody cares about from Dark Horse. Jonathan Hickman's writing it, and of course, people are now saying, oh, I didn't get 3 and 4. Obviously, because my numbers, although I haven't changed them, I was worried for a second. But then people started getting them. So, Jonathan Hickman, Greg Capullo, Wolverine, Revenge. Incredible Hulk, number 23. Nick Klein's on art. That's all I really need to say for you Hulk heads out there, other than Hulk's awesome. And if you ain't reading it right now, it's most like 70s and early 80s Hulk I've read in a long, long time. There is a bit of a continuing story going on, but although it's thick in the entirety of the book, it isn't the entirety of the book. And I don't know how to explain it other than that. Maybe that's like, I don't know, hippy dippy or something. But I think Hulk is a very good book. I think I already talked about this. I did Red Hulk. Next up, we have Doomsday. Yeah, all these have been done. That's great. Did I do this one? Yes, I did. Hold on a second. I'm just bring up a couple more just to make sure. And then, oh yeah, I think I have a couple Diamond books I need to show you. So Diamond is always late. First up, we've got We're Taking Everyone Down With Us. I read the promo copy of this. Let me show it to you. I'm gonna do that right now. Do I have it? Oh, I thought I had it. Well, but imagine I have it, okay? And it's oh, here it is. Okay, great. It's really, really good, this book. I almost feel bad about what I'm about to do. For your eyes only. It's for my eyes only. And he sent these out, and they're probably worth some money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to force everybody to purchase We're Taking Everyone Down With Us. But it needs to be a sellout. And I'm going to give it 3 weeks to be a sellout. And I'm ordering more copies because I got shorted. So I'm going to have a spin the wheel for this book. And I'm going to give it to whoever wins if in 3 weeks I sell that book out. There you go. Tell a friend. Coming out from Diamond, we've got Solomon Kane, number 1. This is a Titan book, and I'm looking forward to it. Patrick Zurcher's on art, and I think he's also writing it, so congratulations to him. Thundercats number 14 is coming out, and so there you go there. We've got, oh, you saw that already. Jeez. Oh, here we go. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, number 315. I sold out of 314, and I hadn't changed my numbers yet. So if you're hot for this book, you better get on it now. Next up, we have The Seasons #3. Rick Remender is writing it, and it seems to be one of the good books. I haven't read any of the issues yet, but I do have #1 here. I still have #1 on the shelf, and you can get #2. And yeah, there you go. Rick Remender. He's got 2 good books and one that's finishing. Falling in Love on the Path to Hell by Jerry Dugan. And I think Gary Brown is the name of the artist. This is #7, so it's the beginning of a new story arc. There is a trade that came out of the first 6 issues. And I've been getting it's not a big seller, but I've been getting a lot of people liking it and telling me about it. And that's always important. Godzilla versus Fantastic Four. This is a one-shot. Godzilla's going through the Marvel Universe. We've got Ryan North, the writer of Marvel's Fantastic Four, doing this issue. And we've got John Romita doing the art on the inside. And I love John Romita Jr. And him doing the First Family is pretty awesome. But you know what else is awesome? Him doing like old-timey kind of like stuff like that. And what's even more awesome is when he does Silver Surfer and others. On the back, there's an X-Men Godzilla, and there's going to be Hulk next, and then there's going to be a Spider-Man one. Nick Bradshaw's going to do the art on that. Holy shit. I can't believe I'm buying the Godzilla books. The Mummy. Faith Erin Hicks and Lee Loridge are doing Universal Monsters The Mummy. The Frankenstein and before that Dracula did very well for me. And I assume that The Mummy is going to do well for me. So come on in and get it. What else do we have? Peacemaker presents The Vigilante and Eagly. All right, it's a double feature. This is, I think, 5, but I could be wrong. Maybe a 7-issue miniseries. And yeah, that's a book that's coming out. You'll Do Bad Things, #1 from Image. And this is, I don't know who the hell these people are. Just as long as there's not a gun on the cover from people I don't know, and I might not have a problem with it. Or at least like super present. Look at that. It's creepy. I was looking at it wrong, but now I'm looking at it correctly. What a great cover. I don't think I ordered a lot of these. That's a really cool cover. I like that. All right, You'll Do Bad Things. Is that everything? I mean, obviously there's more. Let me just look really quick. God darn, there's so many books. Oh yeah, I need to do that. Oh geez, Louise. Okay. 30 to 31. All right. Here we go. Just 2, and I'll hold the other one up. I'll do it right now. Savage Dragon comes out, #276. There was an oversized 275th issue. Eric Larson understands me. On the back, we've got Aquaria and Seaman. Serena, I mean. That's cool. Eric Larson's still writing and drawing Savage Dragon, unlike all those other Image creators. 276 issues worth. Congratulations to him. Laura Kinney, Wolverine #4 comes out. Everybody's favorite other Wolverine, right? I think. Is that how it goes? Oh, and look, everybody, Winter Soldier's on the cover. And we've already established you all love Winter Soldier, right? So, yeah, there you go there. And lastly, a comic book that I sold during my sale. at 20% off and slightly more than what you're going to pay cover price for this facsimile. Just in time for April Fools. Marvel Fanfare number 15. Written and drawn and drawn by the great Barry Windsor Smith. And I highly recommend you buy this facsimile issue of Marvel's Fanfare number 15. It's got a great editorial, which I've told you all in the past are my favorite Al Milgrom moments in comics. This book is not to be missed. If you're a Fantastic Four fan and haven't read this, you got to get it. If you're a Thing, Ben Grimm fan and haven't read this, what's wrong with you? I thought you were a fan. I'm not even the biggest fan of these, but I read that one and reread it and read it and read it and have it somewhere in here, because it's so important an issue. It's from the 80s, and not everything was great in the 80s, but I got to tell you, that was one of the greats. And that is New Comic Book Day for next week, starting tomorrow. Jeez, what am I going to do? I haven't got everything out. I haven't done all the polls yet. I got to get in there, and it's starting to get hot out here. Oh, sorry I'm complaining, but the fan only works so well. Hang on. Yeah, we're going to get to your comments in just a moment, but I want to thank all our Patreon members. Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody that attended our sale. You could have tagged us on some of those posts. Jeez. It's not like I would have really noticed. But no, seriously, thank you to everybody that came to the sale. I was gave our helper a little bonus, and I thought it was cool, and was able to squirrel some money away. And with the exception of a little bit of a snafu from a regular, everything was great that day, and it was fine the next day too. I just had to do a lot of work. That wasn't putting out all those comics. But I know some of you aren't buying comics, and some of you are just friends of mine, and some of you are fans of the show, or maybe have seen me and have known that I beg. And this is the way that you want to, the best way to give me money, other than just give me money. But it's more of an appreciation, I hope. And I want to do more for you. But as of right now, this is it. But there's always something. You never know. Something's coming around the corner. It's just coming around the corner. You know what I mean? But anyway, I see each and every one of you, and that's the most important thing. Unless I forgot somebody. And in that case, I'll get you next month.
My last name is Costanza. That's Italian. So you and I are kind of like countrymen. Huh? Paisanos!
650 you change.
Ah, yes. And I always take care of my paisanos. So here's a little something.
Antonio!
Sì!
Vieni qua! Questa miserabile patrona!
I know I sometimes get comments where people are like, oh, wait, I was talking about those Patreon members. You don't even fucking make a video for them or anything like that. Yeah, you're right. I don't. That's why I'm talking about them. No one's ever said that. Let's see here. That big book looks like an aluminum siding. I gotta tell you, Dwayne, I am a sucker for all of those foil covers. When a foil cover is being ordered for the store, there's definitely one being ordered for me, because I am a guppy in the ocean, and I see a hook, and it's shiny. It doesn't even have any bait on it, and I'm hooked. You know what I mean? Fish hooked, I think is what they call that. You know who's getting that giant? Yeah, we already did that one. I forgot. But dude, that sucks that happened to issue. I agree. Letterman used to bust on Mitt every night about his dog cage to the roof of his car. Yeah, I bet he did. He doesn't like when he's a big dog fan. Yes, this is the last issue of the volume. Then new number 1 is coming out in a couple of weeks. This looks dumb. That might look dumb, the Spider-Man, but man, the art in the first issue of number 1 looks, dare I say, amazing. Pepe Larraz on Spider-Man. I never thought it could happen. And except for when I saw Stuart Eminem. Yeah, these bi-monthly books feel like they take an eternity. It's only because they're not saying they're bi-monthly, right? I mean, it would be one thing. Like, none of All-Star Superman seemed like it took forever because it came out when it was supposed to come out. You know what I mean? But I wish Jim Lee would do the last 2 issues of the All-Star Superman so they can make a complete trade, and that would just sell like crazy. Or just put them in the trade, and that would sell like crazy. I am still digging Incredible Hulk. I am still liking it. Does it feel like it's an overarching story as being a little slow? I would agree with that. It's just kind of like that's the setting is more what it is. Think about like again, dare I say, a role-playing game and the setting that you're in. You're not just in Marvel DC, you're in Marvel DC in New York in the 80s, right? You know, that's your setting. And that's kind of what's going on with Hulk. Best Sunday ever, Battle Buddy says. Loved it when I was at the register and all 4 of us had birthdays within a week. I owe you money. 40, buddy. Also, another guy came in, birthday on the 23rd of March. Crazy. And then there was even another guy with a March birthday. But it was early. So, you know, deep into the no, it was 20, you know, but yeah, it was amazing. Thank you very much, Jagron. I appreciate it. And just to let you know, I did not have that Spider-Man copy, if I didn't say that already. Let's see. 650 your change. Looks cool. Foil covers. I love it, Dwayne. Wakazashi's Tea House. Follow him on oh, you know what? Well, I know this is really kind of sort of when we do the whole Patreon, but I did them a little early. In no particular order, my favorite channels or things, but it's varied, so it's not all comic books. But Wakazashi's Tea House, didn't you do a bunch of Doom Patrol? And I'm a big Doom Patrol fan. Let's see, going back to comments. You guys are all saying hi to Gray. Thanks for Sunday. So fun. Thank you, Jim. You're the best. Best comic shop ever. You know what? John Romita Jr. said it best. Maybe Aaron Sparrow said it even better. That's it, guys. Thank you very much. Check those CDs. A Savage. It's kind of folksy for some people, I understand. But the things that are being said, you know what I mean? Still a younger person than me. Amazing. Look at that. Blood Squad 7, Death of Copra. We're taking everyone down with us. It's coming out this week. You got to get it. And yeah. And yeah, text me, Mr. Sully. We can get together on that book. Have a great week reading comics. Yeah, man. Everybody have a great week reading comics. There are so many books coming out. There is something for everything. I know it was I didn't even primarily just do superhero stuff. You know what I mean? There was a ton of stuff. And when, like I said, that Matthew Rosenberg book it's really good.
Lucy and Ramona cruising through the jungles of L.A. Hoping to promote a dream somewhere along the way. They're rolling through the streets looking for a disco
passing up the treats from a kid named Cisco, trying to make connections with their blemish-free complexions. And just as fate would have it, ended up with Sunset Sam. Sam was selling watches from a suitcase on a TV tray. And Lucy and Ramona kept trying to figure out if he was gay. The three of them were standing, staring at each other, when the light behind their eyes blew each other's cover. The ancient code was branded, and each of them was handed a ticket to their kingdom, 'cause they saw their brother Sunset Sam. Sunset Sam. Lucy was from Compton, and she met Ramona at the zoo. Ramona was from Brooklyn, but she left when she was 22. Sam was a native of the Arizona desert, but he split when he was slated for some governmental make-work. Their differences subsided when the common bond was sighted. They were all from the same place that made the famous Sunset Sam.